Hello everybody, welcome to ILR. This F3 race is here. We are here at Austria. I am one of your co-commentators today. I'm Scar or Thomas, and joining me in the com box, because unfortunately Jack can no longer commentate, I am joined by Snakers. Snakes, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. It's my first commentary for this league, but it go pretty well. I actually did first commentary for another league, or that as well, and we can already see an accident in the pit lane.
That is not good at all. Oh.
I can already tell this is going to go very, very well if that's what we're going to get treated to this race.
Indeed. Austria is a very, very quick track. I think it's one of the quickest on Canada in terms of lap times. I think it's only comprised of 8 corners, I believe. It's very windy. It's a winding section. It's section 2. It's just flat out almost. Or section 1 and 3. So it should provide many overtaking opportunities.
Yeah, this track is known for being quite a car killer, especially with suspension and brakes, heavy braking into turn 1, the hairpin at 3 and 4. As we've seen, quite a few suspension rigs actually braking in real life, like Nico Rosberg in 2016 at Hairpin, and we could be out in the same year. I think it was actually qualifying later that day, it broke going between 9 and 10 over those like really hard curves. Yeah, pretty someone at this track.
So,
as we can see, a lot of people have actually started their line laps at the moment, with a few people staying in the pit, with obviously Austria being a very short track. There's obviously not a lot of space to go around.
No, I think traffic on this track gets quite backed up. I'm trying to find out who's coming across the line first. I think it's Bianchi. No, we've just started that. I'm very confused as to who. Oh, okay, there you go, it's Livs. It's a 1:7.2. Then Killian completely takes 2 tenths out of that and goes fastest. And then Aiden goes faster again. Very interesting development.
These are quite fairly quick times for the traffic around the track.
Yeah, Jiggly going into the 1.6s.
Obviously got a very good setup.
Yeah,
because
I think
this setup it is actually quite tricky because you've got to get that right balance of straight line speed and downforce because of the very quick corners and fairly long straights as well.
Yeah, I think Austria in particular, there's many circuits that are set up perfectly heavy, but I think Austria is like one of maybe 2 or 3 tracks where it's more of the setup than the skill of the driver to get faster lap times here, because a lot of the corners are flat out. You know, a lot of the corners are very fast. I don't think there's any slow corners. I think the only one being in turn 2 at the end, and turn 1. Yeah, turns 1 and 2. So I think if you nail the setup, you always get a good lap time. You know, and it's evident. You know, dropping down maybe below 5, 6, and then that's in the Leclerc where it just sort of starts to drop off a bit.
Realistically, we could only see the time with the difference of about 2 seconds again because of how short the lap times are. Race times should be about 4 seconds behind the quali time, 3-4 seconds, because obviously a heavier fuel load and the used tyres as well. Just trying to see if there's any. Can't really see any. As the 2 Red Bulls actually compromised each other as well. I think it was Gran going onto the gravel and coming back onto the track in front of his teammates at lane.
That can almost be quite bad because they might go into the back into contact might be made. So very lucky from them. Pepsi goes fastest in 106.544, just 0.46 seconds between Pepsi and Jiffy there. And that's gotten
yellow
6.
flag.
Yeah, he's crashed coming into the pit lane. So he didn't even set a lap time, he was about to start his, I think. So that is him out of this Grand Prix, the McLaren driver. Unlucky there.
He actually hit the wall that goes into the pit lane, so that was probably quite a hard impact as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so
obviously that turn 9 is a very fast corner as well. That's why the rumble strips and mini curves are so heavy to stop drivers exploiting those checkmen.
Yeah, again, it's the setup, because the better your setup, obviously you have better cornering speed. But cornering speed is everything, I think, at this this track, because you can just gain tenths just in one corner alone. It boggles my mind as to how quickly you can go around this circuit. As Cheesy Train is about to start his lap time, we'll go on board with him as he comes around the final corner to start his lap time, opening that DRS, coming across the start-finish line as he does now, coming into the first corner, braking just after the 100-metre ball, dropping down to 4th gear, touching that left curve, squeezing the car around, being careful not to go too early on the throttle, opening the gears up again, up this hill, very hard braking into this corner. You can brake just between the 100-metre and 50-metre ball. You can take this corner, this gear second or third coming around the corner. Very good overtaking opportunity. Into this one, braking just off the 100-metre board, dropping down to 4th or 3rd, being careful not to squeeze yourself too much on that left curve there. And following around this corner, I think this is turn 4, yeah. Touching that curve, being careful to avoid those bumps there. Following around again, this winding section, coming into sector 3 of turns 7, dropping down the gears. You don't even really have to brake and just lift off here. And going around the final corner in 5th or 4th gear, depending on how fast you go, going across the line, opening that DRS as he goes for 7th fastest. Very impressive.
Yeah, I was also just looking at Atlantis J20, and he's obviously very confident in the race. In his last point lap, he actually broke at the 50-metre ball with turn 1, so he obviously has a, if I say that, very wide through the curves.
Yeah, and that's
curse then.
You're come to find that whenever there's curves, whenever I'm in extreme, commentator's curves will be everywhere. It's just how it is with me. But Bonkers goes fastest there as he spins across that one side.
One of the commentators first was commentating on with WXL in Italy, and I cursed 2 people.
Not good at all. Not good at all.
And Bonkers decided to do donuts on the straight.
Speaking of celebrations and stuff, Liv's currently topped the championship standings right now with 73 points, and Bonkers, who is currently happy with his time as he's retired, is in second, following behind with just an 11-point gap. Pepsi is in third after, I think, didn't turn up to Bahrain. It greatly impacted his result in his championship standing. So him and Bonkers got places. Leclerc's in fourth, 32 points. That's a 41 point gap already between him and Lips. And the rounding off the top 5 is Cal, 17F1 with 27. That's 46 of a gap, 46 points of a gap between him and Livs. So the top 5 is quite spaced out already. But Livs, he's been quite impressive in his racecraft and how he can just handle the car. I don't think he's here today. I can't see him. Oh no, yeah, there he is. He's currently 9th. It is unfortunate. I say it's unfortunate, but he started P10, P11, I think, P8 in Canada, and he managed to sneak his way into third. So maybe we can see a similar situation here today as he comes on the penultimate corner to start his lap.
Briefly, but I don't know if you saw, we had yellow flags all 3 seconds, which you don't really see that often.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all. As Sector 2, I'm showing signs. Who would be that? Oh, I'm not sure.
Might just be glitching a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. And as you were talking about Leclerc, he actually binned it as well. So I see what you're talking about with that commentator person. He binned it in probably the worst place you can possibly think of as well. He binned it into the braking zone up to the American at the end of the first sector.
Oh no. That's...
He's gone now, which is good, so people can actually set decent laps again.
Is that the coming up to the DRS?
Yeah, that's just up to the hairpin at the top of the hill.
Yeah, that corner is quite tricky as Killian. I think he's retired or he's binned it. No, he's just
retired.
As Livs, there you go, 106.3 to set the fastest lap. So he tops his qualifying session right now. But going back to turn 2, because it's uphill, you can brake quite late. But there's multiple lines you can take up now. You can go very tight or quite wide, and it always works out quite well, in my opinion, whatever line you take. But as you said with Leclerc, he's probably out. He's obviously out-broken himself. You've got to be very careful with your braking. You can't go too hard, too fast, because otherwise you do luck up and you brake. You out-brake yourself. Because I think Button, Button, he just went P2 there. So that's set in stone, or is it not? No, it's Pepsi you can take P2. The top 3 currently are Lids, Pepsi and Button. Bonkers, who was happy with first, has been put all the way down in 4th.
And Roy was in the FRTD and Pete also binning it in the S as well. There are quite a few people binning it this session, and quite surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, what I find is like many of the drivers who bin it in qualifying, they have a good race, but they just can't quite get a hold of it. They usually do okay halfway through the race, and then they get their head down and get on with it. But your top 10 there lives on pole with a 106.181, followed by Pepsi, just 2 tenths between him and Pepsi, followed by Button, Bonkers, Aiden, Jigglypuff in 6th, Killian in 7th, Cow in 8th, Atlantis in 9th, and Leclerc in 10th. And then the rest of the grid. There, I didn't have enough time, but I just noticed that Got on 6 and Cameron did not set a time at all. So they are going to be starting at the back of the grid. So, qualifying, from what you've seen with times, who do you think we should be looking out for?
I think in this race you just need to be looking at the ones at the front already, unless there's a catastrophic accident in the beginning, because they obviously have their setup. So more just, it's probably a race where qualifying gives you the best idea who actually is generally faster.
Yeah, I think it's like races like here, Italy, you know, them sort of fast-paced track, even Canada, where it is about setup and it is about cornering speed, but raw pace is a key factor. So I think it's going to be here again as we wait now for the 5 lights. There are the 5 lights, and they have gone. Very delayed start there. Livs looks to have got a pretty decent start. We see the Mercedes on the left of Pepsi going on the inside. No, he doesn't. He stays outside. A couple of places being lost and changed all the way through the grid as I'm showing signs in sector 1. The Ferrari there, I think a Button goes on the outside. There's a Forced India on the background, crashes out there. Top 3 driver going into turn 2 now. Livs still leading the leaderboard, slightly glitching. Don't know what happens there. That's completely messed me up. Holy jigglies, up by 5 places. I don't think so. They come round into turn 3. Lives, Pepsi and Button, the top 3 still in the original positions they originally started with in qualifying. Already half a second between Button and Lives. The rest of the grid has just disappeared. They've just disappeared from the rest of the grid. They come round turn 5 now. They're still following. Already Lives has made a gap himself between Pepsi and Button. Button only 2/10 behind Pepsi there. Coming round the penultimate corner then, Lives still following them slightly wide. Button does coming across the line to complete the first lap. Snakes, what was that all happening at the back with the crash outs and the position changes?
I was expecting Killian when the crash happened, and all I can really put that down to is lag. He went straight up the back of, I can't actually remember who it was. I think it was a Ferrari. And the Ferrari coming out of it unscathed, so I think it was just the fact that Killian was lagging and he just went straight to the back of him and then slewed around and hit the wall. So I don't think that was actually everybody's fault.
Ooh, Atlantis completely losing out to 4th and 5th position. Leclerc and Bonkers taking that. Bonkers who provisionally held pole, who's trying to work his way back up the grid. He started, I think, down in P4. Yeah, so he's lost out and he's slowly gaining Leclerc as well. Still showing signs of sector 3. Yellows, Atlantis and Cal, they go side to side. And Atlantis has spun out on turn 6, I believe. Cal and Atlantis, they made contact front. I think the front of Atlantis hit the rear of Cal and he just completely lost it. That is unfortunate. That's put Atlantis all the way down in 15th, 6 positions down from when he originally started. That is sad to see. The Red Bull of Brownsy.
He had a pretty decent qualifying and he's got a pretty decent setup. So if he's got pace, he can probably get back up into the points if he puts his right strategy and he pushes the remainder of this race for 3 laps.
Yeah. All Bonkers and Cal, that goes side. No, not Cal. Is that Cal? No, that is. Yeah, Bonkers and Cal. Apologies. Brownsy, sorry. They go side by side into turn 2. Craig Senna missing out on P7, I believe. Cal had a little bit of a contact with Brownsy going into the final corner, the first corner. Can't quite remember. Cheesy as he spun. Yes, he has. Coming out of turn 3. He's got spinners this race in the first opening laps. I always say that if you can make it past lap 5, you're usually okay for the rest of the race. It's just those opening laps where it's critical to just stay aware of everyone around you. Brownsy making defensive positions into turn 7. Cal trying to use that grip of those ultra socks behind Brownsy. He has that DOS, he's opened it. Can he catch up? It doesn't look like it going into turn 1. It just seems that Brownsy's too far behind. It looks like Cal's got, I was about to say Cal's got a decent exit, but he's just lost that tail end. He's just got a tank slacker there. Managed to recover it beautifully. But Brownsy breaking quite early into the corners. This is letting Cal catch up. Not something you want in Austria, as I said. You can brake very late on this track.
Yeah, in that last lap, both passes actually took a trip onto the gravel, Cheesy and Headlander, both in consecutive corners in stuff like 4 and 5 as well. So I think really that's just lack of rear wing before the spin, because those are specifically fast corners as well. I think they're just losing it, and Cheesy spin earlier than Cal either. So I think Cheesy actually quite a lot to Headlander, which is surprising because he loses a bit of his front wing in his spin as well.
Yeah, speaking of gravel, Cal just went slightly wide into the gravel track, turn 5. So, yeah, it's worrying. It was worrying, as you said, seeing all these people spin out in qualifying, and it looks like that it's had an impact on the race, because it doesn't look like many drivers got a lot of practice, which is unfortunate to see. It's one of these tracks where it looks easy, but it's deceptively hard because of the, it's more of a mental game in terms of battling it, because it's so fast, because it's so open. You just have to force your opponent into making a mistake around this track, which I think is what has happened.
Yeah, and also because it is very hard to follow around this track.
Yes, Cal! Yeah.
And Prix takes a position that much resistance from Chaos. Fairly straightforward move, to be honest. Those are the sort of mistakes you need to be looking for around the Australian track.
Yeah, it's just that mental game. There's a battle for P10 right now. The Jokester, the Williams driver, and Aiden and Sir Lane. I can't remember who just took over who. It was sort of a blur. But P10 secured by Jokester, 11 by Aiden. So I think Lane, the Red Bull driver, and Aiden just swapped places. They're coming around the penultimate corner. So it's still very close to the midfield and the bottom of the table. But moving up, from Bonkers on upwards, the pack has just disappeared. Livs still defending that P2 from Pepsi and from Button. Button slowly following behind Pepsi. The Ferrari driver wanting that P2 so badly it seems, and as you said, it's quite hard to follow cars around here. He's all over the place coming around these corners. Maybe dirty air, I'm not sure.
Battery swap there as BR button gets another 10 snapper. A lot of people actually very close to spinning. Yellow flag.
Yeah, Cheesy. He spun again. The harsh driver not nailing this track at all.
So right now, with all those early tyres, it's all temperature, and he's pretty sure at this point he would have lost most of his front wing. Good for him, I'll definitely come in for right now, as also that is FRTP Andy right behind him as well. There's no point in that position either.
No, and Bianchi's on the top.
Carry on.
That's impressive. It doesn't look like he's going to go for the defensive. He's not backing out as lag. I'm not quite sure if that was lag or not. Cheesy completely.
That was a spike. That was.
Yeah, that's him out of this. Wait, that was. Ooh. So that just leaves D3.
Bianchi actually got out of that. Oh no, has got some wind damage. That was very. Wow.
Questionable driving. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a faster swipe.
And I've had that happen to me sometimes, or by a safety driver as well. And it's quite a weird feeling. You're going to put you directly on the side point. But worst case scenario is they'll spin and you on going in a straight line just to get a front wing down.
Yeah, meanwhile, Pepsi has had DRS on Livs, and going into turn 2, he went for the cheeky move, but it didn't quite work out. Livs has now lost out through DRS on that back straight, I believe. So now that's put Button in a position where he can think, right, I can battle now, I can wait for the battle, and I can just slip through when they're not looking. That's Bianchi coming across the final corner, has got 6, almost just hits his front left. That was very close. So
yeah,
that is him out.
And also, another problem is he hasn't actually ghosted either, so every single driver is going to have to drive around him.
Yeah, he's just stuck there on the track.
This is 50s style F1 with no yellow flags, no sort of acknowledgement of danger. Just have a crash, just keep going. Honestly, just keep going. Doesn't matter.
What's that? Nah, you don't need flags. You don't need rules. Just stick him on the track. Yeah. Meanwhile, Livs has that DRS. Can he regain first position from Pepsi? It doesn't look like it. The McLaren driver just doesn't seem. Sorry, he just seems out of reach. So meanwhile, again, Button. As you said before, it's the weight. It's just that mental game. Following the drivers and waiting for them to make a mistake. So Livs. Just hit that gravel track on the right, very, very, almost a pin needle of a width between the tyre and the actual gravel. So just shows you the accuracy of Livs. Yeah, he goes on the outside. Quickly goes back. Is that another crash out?
Yes it is.
The McLaren driver, Pepsi's teammate,
27.
Aiden. Yeah.
Lips is right at 40. Is he going to go for a bit of a back straight? No, let's get the better one. I'll probably have to wait another lap now.
The thing is with Lips is, I've noticed
Daniel
that.
Ricciardo started to dive from.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Lips, I've noticed that he's a calm and careful type. I have no other way of describing it than like being a viper. He just waits to make the move and then attacks with such ferocity and such power that you just can't stop it. You just have to let him through. So he just closes in on Pepsi and then just strikes out of nowhere. That blows my mind, the speed of which he makes the moves, he goes around corners. So I say keep your eye on Livs throughout this race because he might have P2 in the bag if he has not given up P1 yet, but I'm still not able to catch up. That dirty air.
I think what the strategy is just to wait and see if Pepsi and Luke come together and then just capitalise off of that. I think half of it is not trying to move on purpose, to be honest, because he has been very close to one of the still at some point, and he's just not bothered to make a move, which is smart. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Because he's still got a very long way to go, so chances they're going to be amazing big start, but let's do it. Not undemocratic, are fairly high, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's always good for driver who has a clear opportunity to make a move, to not make a move, because it just shows you that they are a better driver than a standard driver, I'll say, but than many drivers who they see a move, they see an open window, they make the move. It's drivers like Pepsi, even Leclerc sometimes, who just wait. They have an open window, but they don't take it. They wait until they are absolutely sure that nothing bad can come out of a move, out of the situation. As we've just seen with Livs going into turn 1 on Pepsi. He was close enough to a dive bomb, but he didn't do it because he had no need to. It's only lap 12, 36, so he can make the move, he just won't.
I think with setups also you can tell that Liz actually has a less of a wing in his car at the moment, because when Pepsi was following Liz, he actually followed him a lot further away. Liz is currently following Pepsi, which and play to live advantage. If he's staying that close with that little wing, he could be destroying those tyres a lot quicker than Pepsi is.
Liz, he always does this. I was about to say he's always around. Yeah, he's always been a half a second behind Pepsi when Pepsi made the move. So he's always kept it quite tight. So I think this is what he knew he needed to pit soon. So he just didn't want to make a move because there was just no point. He was going to have to pit anyway.
As we could see a move from Senna and Leclerc in the second position. Leclerc has just got a very, very bad run out suddenly.
He falls into and the runner going side by side into turn 2. Senna dives on the inside, but can the switchback happen? It can. Senna going slightly too wide, and that happens a lot in turn 2 in Austria. They make the move, but they just go way too wide on that runoff. They're still battling out into turn 3. The Renault driver of Leclerc, very tight. Senna fighting and biting back into turn 4. Now the Force India still leads in 3rd position in front of Leclerc. Nice camera shot actually. Doesn't look like that Leclerc can get the move done. Senna driving it on the inside, nice defensive move. Button and Pepsi, they go into the pits, as does Leclerc.
Button actually lost a bit of his front wing as he came into the pits on that lap.
Yeah, I think he had a first
As I
go as well.
I went to spectate him as he was coming in the pits, and I just saw a bit of front wing fall off his car. So I don't know if he had entry or something.
I'm not quite sure. I think, it looks like it, if it lets me change camera. Yeah, he does. Front right, I believe. He's lost the little winglets.
I don't know how he's managed to lose a bit on the right of his front line.
That's very bizarre. Maybe he's come in, sort of, had to sort of handbrake turn it in a way, where he's locked up, so he's just sort of tank slapped his way, and then just... Actually no, because there's an open grass bit, isn't there? So it's really strange. So
the Austrian pit lane is probably the most open pit lane.
I think it's the quickest as well.
Yeah.
Because it's so short.
Between Brazil and people.
Yeah. People has just disappeared. He's dived away. That's let Ground live, sorry, go off on the inside of Groundsy. Going into turn one. Very, very close there between the Red Bull and the Sauber driver. The Red Bull is not giving up. Is Groundsy pit? I don't think Groundsy has pitted yet.
No.
No, he's not. Top three haven't. All of the top three haven't. And D3 and Jokester, so they are yet to pit. So it doesn't look like Prix and people they're going to go in. They're not going to go in anytime soon because they are on the softs. Groundsy, he's on the supers. So yeah, he might be an advantage in terms of stickiness of the tyres, but those new tyres of Libs are fresher and it paid off and he fired it on the inside onto turn 4, and that's let Groundsy lose out on P3. He's just opened the door. Libs says thank you very much, I'll take that, and that's him into P3.
And now it's Groundsy diving into it because he knows he's lost that position. And I don't know if he was trying to hold them up for any reason there, because if I was him, I would just go up early and just avoided having to defend from Libs. So I don't really know the strategy he had there, to be honest. But that was some Verstappen style defending there. That was good.
That was, yeah. Very, very close indeed. Libs already, I think, catching up to people. So this is what I just said. He just lingers about, and then he just with raw power and force and energy, he just comes out of nowhere and just attacks. He might not be making moves, but he's very much in a time trial element right now. He's not worried about the cars because there's not really that much in front of him. He's just focusing on hitting the apexes, hitting the right gears, getting the right revs, just making it around this track until he can catch up to people old. And he's already pretty much done that. He's in DRS after just one lap in third position. Yeah, I think FIFA will just let him do that. I'm not quite sure. He knew.
Yeah, that's what he said. I know that, well, to use AI, so he definitely doesn't hit him.
Yeah, I've not seen that before. That's quite ingenious.
Even though, I'm looking at this wrecking point in the car.
Mercedes going on the inside. He's keeping it quite tight though. He has DRS.
I think what people was trying to do there is he was trying to defend Pepsi from Lick, because it's quite obvious he's still playing quite a serious team game here.
Yeah, literally just noticed that they're both Saubers. Genuinely didn't notice that just until now. So I think that's a lot of team play working there. I like that. I like seeing stuff like that. You know, communication in league racing. It's fair to say it can be quite controversial, to say the least. So it's always good to see friendly communication amongst teammates, especially.
I know that I've had quite a few run-ins with my teammates, because a lot of teammates I've had in the past don't play the team game. I think I was starting to find one of my teammates for about half the race before, and she just wouldn't let me pass. Whereas every time a teammate identified me, I was actually getting faster, I will probably move over and let them pass. Because you're not going to, in constructor, you're not going to lose anything. And if anything, you probably will gain more points. Because they'll probably take somebody ahead of you.
I think it's just always about bonkers making contact with people, or they were scrapping at it from turn 2 up until they're still going at it. Slight contact the front right of bonkers being pushed for that rear tyre. I was just saying, there's always elements of friendliness with your teammates in terms of like giving each other slipstream and qualifying. That thing with FIFA lols, stuff like that. Oh, hang on.
That was very close. FIFA lols on the worn tyres. Very close to losing it around turn up.
Oh.
And as bonkers now gets forced off the track by FIFA lols.
They're scrapping at it where the Selma driver squeezing bonkers. Retracting that. He's obviously thinking about the next corner. He's on the inside, bonkers, but amazingly, the outside.
Wow.
Sorry, FIFA was on the inside. Yeah, but amazingly, bonkers managing to stick that outside line. As I said in qualifying, you can take the two lines and both of them work out pretty well. It's just a matter of who can do it better. And it looks like bonkers between the two drivers has managed to stick it and gone on that outside line and defended brilliantly against FIFA lols, and is now well away.
Senna could play a massive part in this, because as we've seen, Senna has been very good at managing that car so far. I don't think he has fitted yet, so if he holds up Libs enough, that will give Pepsi just as much opportunity to catch back up to Libs. It's just a question of when Senna will pit. He's on the slot. I'm just on board. His front left is starting to look a bit blistery. Lives, as I've said, he just does his own thing. He waits and then he strikes. He's caught right up to centre. So before Cindy, it's only a matter of time before he has to give in and give that position to Lives, or he pits anyway. So there's not really any point in battling it out right now. He's on a much older tyre. Yeah, look, Lives is going already. He's making the move. He's just trying to show his nose in the mirror to let him know that he is there.
Yeah, forcing the opponent into making a mistake. As I said, it's a key thing to do here. It looks like he's going on the inside early. Senna does, but he's completely backed out. Yeah, he knows he's no, he knows he's not. He goes into this. He almost went into the.
Exactly what I would have done.
He almost made Pepsi go into the back of him. Very narrowly avoided.
It wasn't really anywhere else where he could stop it. I think that was a really good place where he could have gone to the pitch without any major pieces of contact.
Yeah, I think
it's either that or slow down to a complete crawl before you enter the pit lane to let Pepsi pass, which is I find it even more hazardous than just slopping and just winning them at an end lane.
Yeah, I've raced. Oh, Pepsi looking to go on the inside of Lives. He goes for the move, but just misses out. Doesn't get a good exit. Lives going to the defensive position already as he goes slightly wider than Pepsi. Pepsi keeping it quite tight on that corner there. Both now almost not exactly hitting the apexes, but just enough to keep on each other's toes. It looks like Lives got a better exit of the multiple corners there. But as I was saying, with the pit entries of Austria, there's many times in my career mode, in time trials, when I can be bothered, and in online races, it's to be very careful, because if you go in too fast, you end up spinning in a pit lane, which is not what you want, because you have to cut the glass, you get time penalties. It's just a hassle. So I think, as you said, yeah, Senna didn't really have a choice. I think he made the best decision with just slowing down and just taking it in quite easily. Not exactly going to a complete stop, but slow enough that you won't really impede anything.
Pepsi looked at the inside end and thought better a bit too far back. I think only somebody like Ricardo would be able to make a move like that stick.
The legend that he is. I think he's like, isn't he like the only real life driver that we've died for? I don't think there's a lot of drivers who will. So confident.
It's two Red Bull drivers, really, because on track they are a bit both.
Yeah.
Both fairly maniacs, but they're great drivers at the same time.
Yeah, and you know, Max is young, so that's more down to lack of experience and driving knowledge and stuff like that. But yeah, both crazy drivers with crazy skill as Pepsi and Libs go side by side into turn 2. Pepsi, can he make that P1 stick as he goes on the inside as contact has been made? Pepsi going slightly towards the edge of the track. Libs having that DRS. Of course, he can't use that slipstream. Breaking just after the 100-meter ball quite late. He goes on the outside. Almost being forced off the track there. Pepsi squeezes him, it looks like. Pepsi Libs following closely behind. Still on his inside as contact has been made. Pepsi being forced to back out of that. Going wide again. Libs following the track ever so carefully, making sure not to spin himself out. You've got to be very, very careful on the throttle. Not entirely sure what happened.
Was that
there.
lag?
Yeah, the two cars became one. So we had a Mercedes Sauber. That was.
I can't see any damage on either of the cars, so I think as long as they just.
I think that was just
doing
lag.
what they're doing,
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Yeah, that was very, very weird. They were going side by side coming out of the tunnel. So it probably is. This lag as Pepsi goes for the dive bomb in turn 2. He has that DRS. He's not going to use the slipstream, it doesn't look like.
But you don't want
like he's going to go on the inside.
Like what just happened?
Yeah, I'm not sure
Look
what.
who's getting interested in the background now as well.
Yeah. Wrong. Catching up as Cal and Sir Lane themselves, they scrap at it in turn 2. The Toro Rosso and the sister team of Red Bull. Lane has the DRS, so we've got two battles going on right now for P7 and for P1 respectively. I say that.
You could see a move now from Bonkers because Pepsi just got a very bad run through turn 8 as he almost went straight into the back of Liv. Obviously with DRS, that some of clean air is still going to land on Bonkers' car, so he's not going to get as good a run as he would from somebody without DRS.
No, yeah, of course. I've just noticed that Button, who was P3 at the start of this race in the opening laps, is all the way down in P9. I don't know how that's happened.
I think he hit it again for one of those front wind changes because he did knock his way going into the pit, didn't he?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. It's sad seeing a driver, you know, have such a good start, and it looks like it's going well, and then just one tiny slip, and it completely ruins you. It just demoralises you. It messes up your race because you've got to rework your strategy. Seen that? It's not good.
I think the reason Bonkers was brought up is obviously Pepsi and Liv actually got side by side, but almost half a lap of it going as well. That was just
yeah.
waited for an accident.
I think I've only ever seen I've only ever known like 2 or 3 drivers, excluding Pepsi and Libs, who are able to do that so well and who are able to manage the car so well, and while still avoiding the other car. So it's always impressive seeing a driver who's able to do that. Bonkers braking very late, but not late enough. It doesn't look like he was able to catch up to Pepsi for a bit. I think because he broke a little bit too late. I think he's just let him slip away there. He is locking up.
I just confirm something. Is Liv on soft or super soft? On my screen, on his car, it's got super soft. But on the little dashboard on the left, it says it's on soft.
Okay, so whatever it shows on the board on the left is the tyre that they're on.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, it's always happened. I always see, I don't think there's not been a league race where that it hasn't happened, and it will probably always happen. So it's just a thing you live with. You get used to seeing rainbow-coloured tyres. So
Yeah.
the beginner tyres, there's very mixed match right now.
It's a shame that Codemasters we left this game in such a state before they went off to go work on WD.
Yeah, I think they released that 1.9 patch and they apparently fixed it. And on their account, they did fix everything of what the issues were, but because of that, many other issues came out of that. So yeah, they fixed the safety car glitch, but another safety car glitch came out. You know, the original glitch was I think it was just really buggy. You know, it would despawn, it would appear, but they fixed it. But then you add the every 3 laps of VSC comes out once the safety car comes out glitch. You know, so I just think everyone's so harsh on Codemasters, but I just think it's not exactly their fault when, you know, they are trying. They are trying to fix these issues. But hopefully, you know, 2018 we can see a lot less of these game-breaking glitches. And they can hopefully fix the multiplayer. Pepsi and Liv
a 3-second time penalty there as well. So unless it falls 3 seconds ahead of Liv now, he will finish probably 3rd.
Yeah, he's been forced wide there by Livs. Forced off into the traffic. Livs regains P1, and it's technically on a 3-second lead in front of Pepsi. So, yeah, as you said, unless Pepsi can close that and catch 3 seconds, it doesn't look like. Of course, top 5, if you have a time penalty, you've really got to look after yourself, because you can end up just diving down the grid. Not physically, but, you know, in terms of, because of the lap times, because of gaps, because of, you know, coming across the line, it can take you by surprise. I was in a race in Spain where, unbeknownst to me, the driver in front of me had, I think, 5 seconds. So I ended up finishing 3rd, and he missed out. So you always got to watch out for time penalties.
Actually, looking at the time penalties now,
yeah, go on.
Pepsi has actually got 6 seconds. It was missing a penalty earlier that he had. I don't think Liv's got a single one.
No, Livs is usually relatively quite clean in terms of track limitations. So that puts Pepsi in P3, I think. Yeah, it does.
Liv's has actually got 1 3-second time penalty.
Okay. How many is Bonkers on?
Let me have a check. Yes, he's got 1.
Okay.
Because we're winning the race.
Wait. He will win the race.
I'm rough now.
So yeah,
we work our way up.
So Bonkers is effectively in the lead. So it doesn't matter if these two scrap out, as long as he can keep, you know, within 3 seconds.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Of Liv, you got it.
Yeah.
So
that actually changes the race quite a bit, because Liv and Pepsi going side by side at turn 2, isn't it? Like, neither of them got a good exit. That's it. Bonkers is called right up.
But I bet Bonkers probably has to. He doesn't actually have to make any moves. He's just got to stay where he is. He wins.
Of course, he only has to. Yeah, he only has to maintain that gap between the club and keep behind Livs. As long as he keeps behind Livs and Pepsi, easiest way to put it is an easy win. So just keep your head down, keep focused. Try not to make any mistakes.
Ground actually counts a lot of percent instead, you know, just literally speaking by driving around like a traffic cone on the straight because of his spin.
Yeah, so many drivers. I've seen so many drivers cannot handle this track at all.
And there's Atlantis and Deadlander going for it as well. I think you get a massive number of Atlantis always got a wall on the outside of the hairpin.
Yeah, you can see Atlantis are swerving, trying to get all that grass off, or the dirt off of his tyres. I'd say if Deadlander was right behind him, don't do that. But because there was quite a bit of a distance, I don't see a problem with it.
Lives almost further out there.
I swear, one of these days they're going to get a heart attack. Multiple races I've seen these guys scrap, and it baffles my mind to how they don't have accidents.
I don't know how they can have a mental taxi. And the braking though, as soon as they hit that brake, he's parked his car in front of Liv's. And
yeah,
hopes that he would have stopped.
Going back to what I said, you know when you know if you're looking at a good driver because of how they handle the car and how they when they're around other cars. You know, you're always told, especially like driving in real life, like actual driving, you're always told like, don't worry about everyone else, worry about yourself. But if you can worry about yourself and others and still maintain, you know, consistency, you know, you got it in the bag.
The piece of advice I got from my dad was when you drive to treat everyone else on the road like they're an idiot. But this race has been respected and treating each other with enormous amounts of trust to make sure they won't fight into each other. It just shows how much respect there is between these two.
Yeah. Yeah, respect and trust. Very rare to hear that in league racing. But I think, you know, ILR, from what I've seen in other leagues, and especially this league as well, you know, top 10, there's very few incidents. You know, you get the occasional contact, you get the occasional spin, you know, F-bombs are dropped every now and again in the Twitch comments, but, you know, especially drivers like Pepsi Lives, Leclerc sometimes, People sometimes he can have a good race. The respect.
Fair. I haven't seen many. This is the first race commentating on this league, but I did have a. Don't know if you remember that massive incident earlier with cheesy. That I still don't know what to say about that.
Well, apparently,
obvious swipes I've ever seen in my life. A bit like Maldonado and Hamilton in Belgium a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you're always going to have like one or two drivers who they cannot contain their rage. I can name 10 off the bat instantly. Who their middle name is controversy. Their middle name is be careful because I will fight back, and not in a good way. You know, and you're never going to escape that. But you know, it's I'm so glad that, especially in ILR, that you don't really see that. You know, it's usually, okay, I shake your hand, you shake mine, let's move on, next race. And not, oh, you took me out, ban him. Sorry.
I've been on many of those chats. It's painful because your phone's going off for half the night.
Oh yeah, I just end up muting it.
I think there's one guy that I've been in, I won't name him, but there's a guy I've been multiple leagues with, and he will not lose position. He will take you out and himself before he loses that position. It's a situation
mental. It's a situation of we both know what's going to happen here. You're going to make a move, I'm not going to allow it. If I'm going, you're going. It's that situation. But as I said, especially here, I've only ever seen it here. Today, with Crazy Train and Bianchi, and Cheesy Train, and Bianchi. And I can't recall the last time I've actually seen it. I think there was one in Bahrain, but I can't remember who. So it's always good seeing the majority of the grid. playing fair ball.
Yeah. Not really sure. I don't know if it's a mechanical failure, but Bonkers isn't utilising the DRS for like some unknown reason. You can,
I think
DRS failures in this game, but I'm not sure the mechanical failures show up in the spectator box.
It doesn't show up. But I think I know it's either he has got that mechanical failure, or he knows he's basically in the lead, so he doesn't want to make that move, so he can avoid making a mistake and crashing out. It might be that, or it might be, as you said, he's losing that DRS.
Let's see, so now he's actually in there.
Yeah, he's using it. Okay, so it is. Yeah, he knows he's in the lead, basically. So very clever, just to stay behind. Which you don't want to lose out too much, because he is now a second behind, so he wants to be careful. But as long as you can maintain it. Very ingenious from Bonkers, actually.
Yeah, because he knows he doesn't need to make a move to win.
No.
But the battle between Pepsi and Liv has been entertaining enough that I couldn't care less.
Ooh, sector 3, that's Senna. Oh, he's crashed out. Oh, he was having quite a good race as well.
One more lap, he would have got 4 points.
Literally just saw on the final lap. That went quick. So Liv's coming around the penultimate corner, followed by Pepsi. He takes the final corner. He crosses the line. So does Pepsi. Bonkers comes out on top.
Yeah.
That was.
I don't think that Pepsi and Liv actually noticed that entire time. Because if they had noticed, they would have been battling for it. I think they would have been trying to get away.
Yeah, I think
we just probably sat there like that was completely pointless.
I bet one of them is sitting there on his chair, on his bed, with his headset on, just going, oh, well, damn.
But all 3 drivers
oh dear.
Podium, so not all bad. Not all lost.
I think that's Livs with his 3rd race, finishing the 3rd position. But I think that puts Bonkers, I'm not sure, I think that puts him on top, I'm not sure. We're just waiting for Gone 6 to finish the Austrian Grand Prix. Almost said Australian.
What I like earlier.
Yeah.
This track is so much better than the Australian track, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, so much closer as well. But Livs, Bonkers and Pepsi, the top 3 in the constructors, the championship, sorry, are again the top 3 in the race. So they are again leaving everyone behind. There's only 12 points between Pepsi and Livs, but there's a 41 point gap between Leclerc, who's in 4th. So that just shows the top 3 are very close and on a very different level. But there you go. So Bonkers wins this
God,
race.
look at all the penalties.
Oh my giddy did you want to get them in Bonkers, Livs and Pepsi while I run through the order? That's Bonkers in P1, followed by Livs, Pepsi, turn 4.
Now.
Yeah. Groundsy goes in 5th, followed by Button. Howe in 7th, Atlantis is in 8th, Dr. 6 is in 9th, and that's 10th for Deathlander. So many who did not finish, which is unfortunate to see, but that was very close between Livs and Pepsi. I think we're just waiting for Bonkers or...
I'm in here.
Oh no, okay, so we are waiting for Pepsi. Right.
I did invite him, so it's just
Yeah.
a game of waiting now.
Yeah, I don't think he will join. So Okay, there we go. So, start with you, Bonkers. Are you surprised?
Well, no, not really. To be honest, it wasn't my race to win. I think they deserved a lot more. They were battling for it and stuff. For this race, I just decided to run like no assists, nothing at all. Because in the practice I had like a lot of pace, but in the race I just didn't really have like the confidence for some of it. But I knew they had penalties, so that's why I didn't want to do anything to jeopardize, and I just stuck behind. So anytime I got close, I kind of lifted just to stay within because I
Yeah, we
didn't want
saw.
like to cause an accident or anything. So I knew they had penalties and I didn't, so I just kept it clean and brought it home. But Button should have been up there, and Lars or Pepsi should have won. But um, yeah.
Yeah, that is quite humbling, actually. Let's move on to Pepsi. Are you happy with where you finished?
No.
That was quite a battle between you and Livs throughout the entire
no,
race as well.
It was thoroughly enjoyable. It's just when you exit turn one, the track limits is just an absolute joke.
Yeah.
I swear
Yeah.
both my wheels didn't cross the line about 3 or 4 times. So to be honest, I should get a penalty removed. But you know, it is what it is. But the battling with Livs was good, so I enjoyed that.
And Livs, third place, I think for the third time as well. It seems you haven't
I
actually
came second.
getting...
Yeah,
Oh, did he?
I think I got yes.
Yeah, I came third.
Oh, apologies. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, I completely don't know why I said third. Apologies, but P2 in terms of championship-wise, I think I'm not sure, but
I think
I think
Bonkers
you,
is 3 points
Bonkers
behind
and
me.
you. Okay, okay. So you're still
If I'm wrong.
there's an 11-point gap between you. But moving on, we have Great Britain next. Do you think that you can maintain first in the championship?
I haven't really done much league race around Britain, so it's a track that I'm not sure about, but 3 points is pretty tight. So it will be interesting.
Yeah, as I say, it's been very close between you three, especially. You know, there's only a 12-point gap between Pepsi and Ulivs, and there's a 41-point gap between fourth and first. That's Leclerc in fourth. So obviously, I think that's going to extend as well because of this race. But there you go. So that has been Austria for ILR League Tier 3. So we are in Great Britain as I said next week. So make sure you check out, and also if you get the chance, check out the other tiers as well. Snakes, thank you for joining me in the com box today. Very happy to have you here. But yeah, I don't think we're going to have Jack anymore. He stepped down as a commentator here because of real life, personal, outside stuff. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in Great Britain. Goodbye for now.